My name is Akeel Rose, and we'll be going on a journey through FDR's inspiring life, including his struggles and achievements. Sit back and relax. Born on January 30th, 1882, Roosevelt was already familiar with the wealthy life. Living for him was easy. Basically, born into the rich lifestyle gave him bigger and better opportunities. Going to college, Roosevelt admired his fifth cousin, Theodore Roosevelt, for being president. From that point on, Franklin knew that he wanted to follow in Theodore's footsteps. In 1905, Franklin D. Roosevelt married his fifth cousin, Eleanor Roosevelt.
His family loved Eleanor. They had known Eleanor since the time she was a little kid because they were fifth cousins once removed. So you have to go back 5 generations to share an ancestor. So it's not quite as creepy as it might sound, marrying your cousin. But they had known Eleanor from the time she was a little kid through the various family reunions and such. So they certainly understood who she was and that she was a good quality person.
As a sacrifice to marrying him, she had to face the attention not always being on her. From that point on, Eleanor realized the truth. Soon after, Franklin and Eleanor went on their honeymoon, and when returning, Franklin began his second year of law school. In 1910, Roosevelt entered politics, which opened opportunities of him becoming a leader and facing new challenges. He then ran for vice president in 1920 alongside James M. Cox. A year after that, in the year of 1921, Franklin was struck with a devastating disease called polio. From that struggle, he had to put his political career on hold.
It's the greatest challenge beside polio. Well, certainly facing the Great Depression, 1,000 banks closing a day, 25% of the people unemployed. That was a huge challenge to face.
After a couple of years of therapy, he came back into politics to the election for the role of state governor in 1928. He asked the New York State legislature for relief funds, which would be called stimulated spending today.
There was a sort of an influence there because FDR was inspired a lot by Theodore. So many of the policies that FDR undertakes during the New Deal period can be traced back to policies that were first advocated in a very forceful way on the national stage by his distant cousin, Theodore.
In 1933, FDR became president for the United States during and throughout the Great Depression and World War II.
And then, of course, the Nazis, the Second World War, the imperialist Japanese and, in Germany, trying to save democracy around the world. I mean, that was another huge challenge.
His decision shortly after Pearl Harbor to issue an executive order interning over 100,000 Japanese Americans in camps in the interior of the United States during the war. There was no evidence of any kind of sabotage or any kind of spying that was going on. This was fear at work. You'd like to think that if Roosevelt had had a chance to do that one over, that he would have done it differently.
Throughout FDR's life, he has never been doubted for who he was or what he did. Frankly, he was a Roosevelt, right?
Hi, this is Zoe. We worked really hard on this video because it wouldn't be a Spark video otherwise, and it would be nice if you could subscribe. And this is Philip the Parrot. Squawk! Please subscribe!